Halo. This is one of the earliest games to get me into the shooter genre, alongside GoldenEye on the N64, and it paved the way for the future of first-person shooters on games consoles. It's one of those industry-changing games. The effect this game had on the industry, for better or worse, can still be seen in many modern shooters today. Regenerating health, melee attacks, twin-stick controls, and of course that frantic multiplayer all became the new standard within the shooter genre. The game's level design was much more open than the shooters that came before it, giving the world a large, expansive feel. It had a cinematic storyline, a large selection of weapons and vehicles, and overall became the title to beat for many, many years. It put the Xbox on the map and created one of the largest video game franchises in history. The game is now nearly 17 years old. Original developers Bungie have now left the franchise, and a company specifically created for the Halo franchise, 343 Industries, has taken over since the remaster of Halo 1 back in 2011. However, although that remaster was okay, it didn't really add anything to the original version. It just updated the graphics. If you want to experience the Halo campaign like new again, then Halo Spv3 is the best option available. The level of effort put into making this mod is some of the best work I've seen. By modifying the 2004 PC release, the developers here have created a new experience of Halo and ultimately the best version. Levels are now much larger in scope, lasting roughly 2 to 3 times longer than their original versions. Do you remember the first level of Halo, the Pillar of Autumn? Remember it having an anti-gravity section? Or hunters? Well, you definitely don't, because these are completely new additions to the level. After reaching where I remember the original level ending, the level just kinda kept going, moving into completely new areas with new enemies to the level. The scope of the Pillar of Autumn becomes much more apparent. Huge storage rooms full of enemies, and no gravity made for a completely new feel to this level, and making fighting your enemies even more fun. Amazingly, there is even new dialogue in the game, taken from some of the deleted scenes from the original Halo.
This question is what I'm doing right now helping Cortana from blowing into tiny bits?
The developers naturally fitted this dialogue into the game, so you won't even notice it unless you've played the original multiple times, as this audio quality is spot on to the rest of the audio. An interesting new feature is taken from the loadout system used in Halo Reach. First appearing on level 3, Truth and Reconciliation, a level traditionally known for its more stealthy approach, can now be tackled in multiple ways. You have a full stealth loadout, consisting of a silenced sniper rifle and a silenced and scoped Halo 2 SMG, or you have a more full-on attack option of the Specialist or Marksman, consisting of battle rifles and grenade launchers not seen until Halo 2. Each of these loadouts changes up the way you take on the level just enough to make you want to replay the level and tackle it in a different way. The silenced weapons are particularly impressive, as silencers didn't appear in the series until Halo 3 ODST. So these have been added into the code of the game to make enemies react correctly to weapons, which is a great attention to detail. Speaking of weapons, there is a huge selection on offer here. Weapons taken from across the whole franchise, from Halo 2's battle rifle and SMG, to Halo 5 and even Halo ODST and Reach. The weapon models appear to be taken from Halo 5 and spruced up with extras, such as secondary fire grenade launchers, alternative fire rates, and more tweaks, such as giving the assault rifle its Halo 3 clip size and making the DMR rifle a lot more powerful. The developers even added the Hunter Cannon as a weapon, something that I don't think has ever been usable in the Halo series. Another feature taken from Halo Reach is armor mods. These are extra armor functions you can switch in and out as you find them throughout the game, varying from a sprint mod, extra health regeneration, and even a heat vision visor to help you spot enemies easier. These aren't the only upgrades to the gameplay either. Some impressive updates are taken from the other Halo games, with my favourite being that you can hijack vehicles as first introduced in Halo 2, making stopping ghosts in particular much more interesting. Covenant Brute enemies have been added to the game as well, making for a more varied selection of enemies throughout each level. There is even new creatures added in from the original concept video for Halo, back when it was an Apple Mac exclusive. These enemies only attack you if you attack them. Top this off with 4 different types of grenades, consisting of the traditional frag and plasma options, along with a cluster grenade, and a black hole style grenade that sucks in everything within range. This all adds up to give you a fully packed Halo experience. There's even a completely redesigned version of the iconic Silent Cartographer level. This is separate from the standard version, so you can try out both if you don't know which you prefer. This is complete with new areas, extra enemies and routes, and probably one of the best combat areas I've experienced in a Halo game. It would even make a great multiplayer map. Impressively, this new level even has new mechanics and cutscenes to make the design of the level even more impressive. Presentation-wise, the mod is pretty good. Bear in mind this is a mod of a 17-year-old game, so it's not going to look fantastic, but gun models have been switched out with newer variants, textures have been spruced up, the frame rate and resolution is 60 frames per second in 1080p, and some character models have been swapped out as well. It's not perfect, but graphics really aren't that important when you're having this much damn fun destroying the Covenant species. The developers have gone the extra mile in some cases though, such as creating story logs throughout each level for you to collect. These reference multiple Halo stories across the books, comics, and games. They've added the gun you're carrying to cutscenes, although this does often mess up and give you completely the wrong weapon, and there is some graphical hiccups and glitches here and there, such as getting stuck into walls like this, but overall the game runs very well. This is a lovingly crafted, passionate project from people who are clearly huge fans of the original Halo, such as myself. This is a game that defined a generation of gamers, that made one of the most iconic worlds in video games, and will be regarded as one of the best franchises available for years to come. I won't go into any more details about the new features this game has, as if you want to play this, you should really experience them firsthand. The developers have taken that game you experienced all those years ago and made it feel new, exciting, and downright fun all over again, completely topping the official remaster from 2011. So put on your Spartan armor and prepare to return to Halo like you've never seen it before. Thank you all for watching. My name's Phil, I created this video. If you would like to play Halo Spv3, and trust me, you definitely should, you can find the download link along with a link to their Reddit page in the description below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos on screen now. Until the next video guys, thank you for watching.